Let's do a smartwatch showdown. I've got three of my favorite smartwatches here. I've experienced a lot of them, and I've got to say I enjoy these. What we've got here is we've got the Summit from Montblanc, we've got the Ultra from Samsung, and we've got the Tag Heuer, the connected E4. This is a limited edition version, so I think it's a bit more elevated than what you're normally going to see, and I love it. I love the black design. I love this black titanium, and I love this gold bezel. It just looks great, and it goes with a bunch of different conditions and different situations that I like, especially when it comes to outfits and things that I'm doing on a regular basis. I'm going to start by talking about the screens. Obviously, the biggest one here is by far this Samsung. As you can see, it's just much bigger than everything else. This watch here is a little bit older. The Samsung, or the Montblanc Summit, it's a little bit older, so it's got a smaller screen, but it's still pretty bright, to be honest. It's, you know, when you put it up against these guys here, you're pretty impressed because you'd expect for it to be a lot darker and a lot dimmer, and just it's not bad at all. But it's a lot smaller, and I like the big screen, and I like the big watch on my wrist. It's something that I've enjoyed. So for me, this kind of wins, but you know, it's not the best screen out there. I've seen better, but this one is really good for the price point. This is only a $699 watch, and I've seen it as cheap as like $450, so you can't really beat it for what you're getting. When it comes to materials, though, I would say that this Tag Heuer, this connected E4, has really great materials, some of the best that I've seen when it comes to a smartwatch. You've just got this great titanium fill, and it feels elevated and it feels expensive, and the black is nice as well. But the part I have to touch on again, because it just adds so much to it, this limited edition version has this gold bezel, this gold letter. This is just great, and it still does a lot of the same tracking and health features that you're going to get in the Samsung Ultra, but the Samsung Ultra is just better when it comes to the health tracking features. It's just more well thought out when it comes to it. And I mean, you could track your O2, you could do an ECG, you could also do a heart rate measure on a regular basis, and it works well for me, and I've enjoyed it, you know, through and through. When it comes to battery life, they vary. Honestly, on the Tag Heuer, I don't have that great of a battery life. I would say it's probably about a day with regular use, and if I'm really beating it up, it might just be half a day. But this is a Swiss watch, and it feels like a Swiss watch, and it looks like a Swiss watch, so it's not something that feels cheap and inexpensive, and this goes for around $2,000, so you're paying for that. When I picked this one up years ago, I think this was like $1,290, somewhere around $1,300, something like that. I don't think it's held up to that price. I think now it's probably, you could probably pick it for $500 to $800, but I don't know if they're all in this condition. I kept this basically pristine and brand new, and you know, maybe I could get close to $900 for this, but the battery still works great, which is surprising. I thought the battery would be, you know, old and beat up by now, but I still get nearly a day out of this if I use it. You know, if I'm really being rough with it, I would say maybe about 10 hours, but if I'm, you know, treating it moderately like I do any of my other watches, then I could probably get a full day out of this. And the charging is pretty easy and simple, and it still charges pretty well, you know, after all these years of use. You know, one thing I have to say though about the software is the best software of them all has to be the Samsung. The Samsung, in my opinion, has better software in general. It just works better, and I think it's because of the technology powerhouse that Samsung is. They've invested a lot into the software and also into the technology of the watch in general. Tag Heuer, I don't know if they needed to do that. I think it was more important for them just to make a really elevated and nice smartwatch. So I think they're lacking a little bit on the software department, but it's not bad. I mean, I can still use it in a lot of different situations, and it works great for me, and it's pretty responsive screen. You know, doesn't bother me too much, but it's not as snappy and as nice as what you get out of the Samsung. You know, when I open up the Samsung, it's just super responsive, and it has so many different features and things that are working all at once. That's really cool for me to work with, and I enjoy that. You know, like I go running a lot, and it's easy for me just to come in here, you know, move my finger around like this, just around the dial a little bit, and it goes straight over to my exercising, and then I just hit running, and of course it gives me the option in 3 seconds, and it's got a really good responsive feel to it. Really enjoy it, and it's easy for me to start and stop. For the Tag, I think I have to go through a few extra steps to get to that, which is something I did not like. It's just not as intuitive, you know. It's just they didn't put as much effort into their software when it comes to making it easy for you to use and feel comfortable with it. But the Samsung, they did a lot more of that. And then the Montblanc is just older. It's just the truth. But the dials are beautiful. I think they did a great job on what they did for these dial designs. But the truth is, it's not really what I would say a train watch. As much as I can pull up Google Fit, as much as I can do these other things, it's just not as easy for me to go to where I want to go and do the things I want to do. And I do it. I mean, I can set the buttons to do different things for me, but it's not as good as the Samsung when it comes to, I mean, I just pull this up, super easy for me, and I know exactly where I'm going every single time. And also the settings, when you go inside the phone and you want to set up how you want the dial to be viewed and all the different things that you want in terms of features, they're all easily done inside of the app, which I thought was great. And I think it's a really good feature for something like this, where I didn't get that out of the tag. And that might not be important for everyone. Some people might be more interested in aesthetics, and if you are, I would say that this is probably the best when it comes to aesthetics. This one is a lot more elegant though. If you're into elegant watches, you're into something a little classy, a little bit smaller, not as big, because this is a big clunky watch, I'm not gonna lie. But I don't mind big watches, so for me it's not a big deal. But this is a big watch. This is a much bigger watch, much thicker. It's much thicker than what we have here, and obviously much thicker than the tag. And it feels like that on your wrist. It feels heavier, it feels more rugged, and it feels like it's gonna be sticking around for a lot of years. I think this is a watch that I'm probably gonna hold on to for 4 or 5 years. I'm always in the market for new watches, so I'm probably gonna be looking for a new Samsung when it comes out in the next few years. And I might even have my eye on tag, but I don't know if I'm gonna be looking for a new Montblanc. Not to say I won't. I mean, if something amazing comes out and it really catches my eye, maybe I'll consider it, but I just haven't heard much about it, and I didn't have the best relationship with this watch. And like I said, I haven't really worn it much in the last year or so. So that tells me a lot about a watch if I haven't really put it on my wrist and enjoyed it. So for me, between these three, if I was going to get any one of them, I mean, like a daily wear, something that I could use for smartwatch, something I could use for training, I would have to say it might be the tag, to be honest. This is around a $2,000 price point, and it just matches all of my situations when I put it on my wrist. I mean, I love the rubber band on this watch. I even like the way it removes. It's actually pretty easy to take on and off. Which you just have like this little clip in here. You clip it on and off, pretty easy to do. The Samsung is actually probably the most intuitive and easiest to do now, because you just push a little button and it pops out, and it pops back in very easily. And also, I worn this quite a bit. I've done a lot of training in it, and it's basically still brand new. This band on this is so great, very impressive. For the price point, this is amazing. But for like a high-end watch that I could wear to more than one situation, gotta give it to the tag. But for something I'm gonna have for a lot of years and probably be able to beat the hell out of, I would probably say it's gonna be the Samsung. So you let me know if I missed something else that you want to cover. Put it in the comments. Let me know what your thoughts are. I'm always interested in looking for other smartwatches, and I'll review whatever smartwatch that you share with me. So put some comments down there. Let's continue the debate, and let's talk about all these kind of cool things that I enjoy when it comes to technology, and especially watches. Also, like, subscribe, and share, especially if you found something useful in this, and share it with your buddies.